John Rawls' Justice as Fairness is a seminal work in political philosophy, first articulated in his 1971 book A Theory of Justice and later refined in essays and his 2001 work Justice as Fairness, a restatement. It offers a systematic framework for thinking about justice in a democratic society, emphasizing fairness as the central guiding principle. Rawls' theory has become one of the most influential and debated concepts in modern political thought. The essence of justice as fairness lies in two principles of justice, a hypothetical thought experiment known as the original position, and the concept of the veil of ignorance, which together form a foundation for evaluating and structuring a just society. Below is a detailed summary of Rawls' key ideas. The purpose of justice as fairness. Rawls begins by addressing the concept of justice and its importance in the basic structure of society. The basic structure refers to the fundamental political, social, and economic institutions that shape the distribution of rights, duties, and resources. According to Rawls, justice is the primary virtue of these institutions, as they significantly influence individuals' life opportunities and well-being. Rawls seeks to establish principles of justice that are fair and impartial, capable of resolving conflicts over the distribution of goods in a pluralistic society. His framework focuses on achieving a well-ordered society, where all citizens accept and adhere to principles of justice because they are fair and reasonable. The original position and the veil of ignorance. At the heart of Rawls' theory is the original position, a hypothetical thought experiment designed to identify principles of justice. In the original position, rational individuals come together to decide the rules and principles that will govern society. These individuals are placed behind a veil of ignorance, which removes knowledge of their own personal circumstances, such as social status, economic position, natural talents or abilities, gender, race, religion, or cultural affiliations. By stripping individuals of their personal biases, the veil of ignorance ensures impartiality in decision-making. Participants in the original position are motivated by self-interest but must consider the well-being of all, as they do not know where they themselves will fall in the resulting social hierarchy. The principles chosen under these conditions are, Rawls argues, those that rational individuals would agree to if they were concerned with fairness for everyone. The two principles of justice. From the original position, Rawls derives two principles of justice that govern the basic structure of society. 1. The equal basic liberties principle. The first principle guarantees equal basic rights and liberties for all citizens. These include fundamental freedoms such as freedom of speech and thought, freedom of religion, the right to vote and participate in politics, freedom of association, the right to a fair trial. This principle takes priority over other considerations, meaning that basic liberties cannot be sacrificed for economic or social advantages. Rawls emphasizes that equal respect for individuals as free and equal citizens is the foundation of a just society. 2. The difference principle and fair equality of opportunity. The second principle addresses social and economic inequalities, stipulating that fair equality of opportunity. All individuals should have equal access to opportunities regardless of their starting position in society. For example, talents and abilities should not be hindered by factors like class, race, or family background. The difference principle. Social and economic inequalities are permissible only if they benefit the least advantaged members of society. For example, disparities in wealth or income are acceptable if they improve the overall standard of living for the poorest. These principles are hierarchically ordered. The equal basic liberties principle takes precedence, followed by fair equality of opportunity, and finally the difference principle. Justification for the principles. Rawls argues that rational individuals in the original position would choose these principles because they balance fairness and self-interest. Behind the veil of ignorance, Individuals would prioritize securing basic liberties, as they would not want to risk being in a position where their freedoms are denied. They would also choose fair equality of opportunity to ensure that everyone has the chance to succeed based on their abilities rather than arbitrary circumstances. Finally, they would accept the difference principle because it minimizes the risks of being among the least advantaged, while still allowing incentives for productivity and innovation. This reasoning reflects Rawls' commitment to Maximin Logic, maximizing the minimum position in society to ensure the worst off are as well off as possible. The priority of justice and the lexical ordering of principles. Rawls emphasizes the priority of justice, arguing that the principles must be applied in a specific order. Basic liberties cannot be compromised for economic or social gains. Fair equality of opportunity must be ensured before addressing inequalities through the difference principle. This lexical ordering reflects the idea that certain rights and values, like freedom and equality, are non-negotiable in a just society. The role of institutions and society. Rawls emphasizes the importance of institutions in implementing justice as fairness. Institutions like the legal system, education, and the economy must be structured to reflect the two principles of justice. For example, the education system should promote fair equality of opportunity by ensuring access to quality education for all, regardless of socioeconomic background. The tax system should reduce excessive inequalities and support programs that benefit the least advantaged. Rawls also envisions a society where individuals view themselves as equal participants in a cooperative system, contributing to the common good while pursuing their own goals. The idea of overlapping consensus. In a pluralistic society, people have diverse religious, philosophical, and moral beliefs. Rawls introduces the concept of overlapping consensus to address this diversity. Overlapping consensus occurs when individuals with different worldviews agree on the principles of justice for different reasons. For instance, a religious person and a secular individual might both support the equal basic liberties principle, albeit for different underlying reasons. This consensus enables a stable and well-ordered society, where citizens respect the principles of justice even if they disagree on other matters. Justice as fairness versus utilitarianism. Rawls critiques utilitarianism, a dominant moral theory that advocates maximizing overall happiness or utility. He argues that utilitarianism fails to respect the individuality and inviolability of persons, as it allows for sacrificing the rights of some for the greater good. For example, under utilitarianism, it might be acceptable to oppress a minority if it leads to a larger overall benefit. In contrast, justice as fairness prioritizes protecting individual rights and ensuring fairness for all, particularly the least advantaged. Key themes and concepts. Fairness and equality. Justice must ensure fairness and equal respect for all individuals, particularly through the protection of basic liberties and opportunities. Impartial decision-making. The original position and veil of ignorance eliminate biases, allowing rational and fair principles of justice to emerge. Balancing liberty and inequality. While inequalities are inevitable, they must be structured to benefit everyone, particularly the most disadvantaged. Pluralism and stability. Rawls' theory accounts for diverse beliefs, promoting social stability through overlapping consensus. Rejection of utilitarianism. Rawls argues for a rights-based approach to justice that prioritizes fairness over aggregate happiness. Critiques and responses. While Rawls' theory has been widely praised, it has also faced critiques. Libertarian critique. Thinkers like Robert Nozick argue that Rawls' principles infringe on individual property rights and freedom by permitting redistribution. Communitarian critique. Communitarians contend that Rawls' emphasis on abstract reasoning overlooks the importance of community, tradition, and shared values in shaping justice. Feminist critique. Some feminist scholars argue that Rawls does not sufficiently address gender inequalities or the unpaid labor of caregiving. Rawls responds by emphasizing the importance of institutions in addressing these concerns and refining his ideas in later works. Conclusion: the legacy of justice as fairness. John Rawls, Justice as Fairness, offers a groundbreaking framework for thinking about justice in a democratic society. By prioritizing fairness, protecting individual liberties, and addressing inequalities, Rawls provides a vision of a society that balances freedom and equality. His ideas have profoundly influenced political philosophy, law, and public policy, serving as a benchmark for debates about justice, rights, and democracy. While not without critiques, Rawls' work remains a cornerstone of contemporary thought, offering enduring insights into the principles of a just and fair society.